We got you, Dan. We got you. Oh, when the chickens come home to roost. When them chickens come home to roost. Mm, mm, mm. Mm. I feel good. Yep, I do. We're going to get into all of it live. What's up, Michelle's daughter? Oh, yeah. Dan Rafael. Fat man Dan. The man hated my guts for years because he's fat. I don't have nothing against fat people. I'm like, there's more people that look like you in the world than anybody else, Dan. What you even mad about? What's going on with this crazy stove? Not a pilot light, thank you. Pilot light just don't jump off. What's up? Oh yeah, Fat Man Dan's gone. He is fired from ESPN. It is all over. He's had that job for as long as I can remember, and it was too long, and they should have fired him back then. Fat Man Dan should have been fired a very long time ago. Fat Man Dan got mad at me because he was fat. And I'm like, dude, I didn't make you fat. Don't get mad at me. I disagree with him on something, and he thinks he's an expert because all he could do is sit in a chair and watch boxing. But I'm like, you don't know what the heck you talking about. This guy used to come in and complain about the food. Your job ain't to come in there and get a free meal. So what if they only gave us a hoagie and a Coke? Be good they ain't give you crackers. They not here to, that's not their job to feed you. Nobody could stand him because he was always double dipping in somebody's pockets. He almost got fired for the Shannon Briggs situation. See, what he need to do is what he finna try to do now is come on YouTube and stick his face on YouTube now. Something that he was too good for. You see, Dan wouldn't have a problem if he didn't have this complex where he feels like he's above everybody else. It's like, Dan, look, you're on ESPN talking boxing. Do you know why they pay you this check? Because they don't feel like looking for nobody else. They could care less. They only care about the big fights. So you're really just taking up space. But since you were already there, they just left you there. Now they feel like, you know what, we can get anybody. We can get a nutless monkey to do your job. Why are we paying you for your so-called expertise? Go on over there and work with Sightline. Go over there and work with their media. And he knows what I'm talking about when I say Sightline. Sightline Media. I mean, this dude would be on ESPN with crumbs in his beard. I'm like, dude, you got crumbs on the table, crumbs on the beard. They're like, we got breaking news. We're going to Dan Rafael live. He's at the desk like, yeah. I'm like, dude, you might as well be at home on YouTube or something. So he finally got tired of me for some reason and blocked me. This was some years ago. And I didn't lose a day of sleep, Dan. You know, so a lot of people going to be celebrating this. This guy has never celebrated anybody that was associated with Floyd Mayweather. All he wanted to do was tear Floyd down every chance he could get. Because he got extra bumps when he did so. And that's it. That was the main reason. He got extra bumps and kudos whenever he did that. A lot of people getting fired on their day off now. Now it's like a sport. But when you're on ESPN, you're opening yourself up to have to watch what you say. Because if you don't, those words will be used against the network. So Fat Man Dan probably said something again out of line. And they said, all right, Fat Man, this is enough we can do. We can't do no more here. We got to let you go. He's a guy who thinks he knows everything about boxing, though he never goes to a boxing gym. He'll do a whole report on ESPN. We just got word that I was there. I found out. I know that Marquez is not drinking his own pee. He's taking this very seriously. He's training hard, just like he did for Manny Pacquiao. I just got the word back. I'm like, how did you get the word? You're not in Mexico. He's training in Mexico. You know, no one there. I know. He probably ate somebody's lunch in the refrigerator that had their name on it. He's the reason they had to put their name on the food. They're like, look, we called this meeting because we kind of like never had this problem until the day we hired Dan Rafael, but we're not going to say any names here. We're not calling people out, but this problem didn't exist. If you didn't bring the food from home, could you please refrain from not going in the refrigerator and taking the food and eating it, and then whatever you don't like, you like take a bite off of it and put it back in there. You might as well keep it at that point. I mean, that's kind of disgusting. Like I said, we've never had these problems before until Dan got hired here. But now on, we're going to start labeling our lunch just in case this is a mistake and someone forgot that they didn't bring 15 lunches. So we're going to make sure that we label it now so we don't have this problem again. Yeah. So they probably put a camera in the lunchroom, and sure enough, Fat Man Dan came in there. Those look good. I should get some of those. Put that on my list to get. Those look really good. I could smell it. She used nutmeg. I didn't bring them, though. Oh, it's got Jenna's name on it. Janice might forget she brought them. Let me just take a look and see. I'll just eat one, and that way She just thought maybe she brought two. Oh, she got cornbread. Ah, my. You gonna have to forgive me for this one, Janice. I'm gonna just eat this. Warm this up. Deep, 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 deep. He'll sit there, eat that up. 5 minutes later, he back at the fridge. Those some cute cupcakes. Those belong to Bob. They probably sat his butt down in that office and said, "Can you watch the monitor for a moment? Look at this. Is that you? Oh, you guys are taping? I think that's an invasion of privacy. It's the break room, not the bathroom." Here it is at 3:15 in the afternoon. Well, let's take it back. Okay, let's take it back. Here's 11:37. 11:37 a.m. There you go. You come in. You go into the kitchen, to the break room area. You open the refrigerator, and you set a container in there. Okay, you walk out. Here it is, 11:39. You come back. You grab another container with the container you brought and two more containers, and you eat that. Then you walk out. Then you go to the bathroom. You don't come out of there for about an hour and a half. Then after you come out of there, you go to your workstation. You look on the screen. You surf for about 5 minutes. And there it is. 3:15, you're back in there in the lunchroom area again. And you're opening the refrigerator. And there it is. You're eating Janice's food. You're looking around and you're warming it up. Then you decide to eat the whole thing. Then you come back and eat Bob's muffins. His cupcakes and muffins. That didn't stop you there. You went right back and ate a whole pot of spaghetti right here at 4:18. Then, when you left here at 6, you go in there and you actually take some Tupperwares home. Why? You didn't bring any of these things here. So you were able to eat 15 lunches today, and you only brought one. What do you got to say for yourself? This is entrapment. I want my lawyer. Fat Man Dan. You don't tell the lawyer. You guys put that there to trap my client. You wanted to humiliate my client who has served you for all these years to let him go with some weak severance package. He doesn't want it. He was humiliated, embarrassed. And he ate it out of spite. Dan, look at you trying to flirt with Michelle's daughter. Look at that, Mr. Sledge. To be honest, I'm surprised he's still alive. He was in such bad shape, ladies and gentlemen. You guys have no idea how bad Dan Rafael was in shape. Uh-oh. There it is. There's a heart for Mr. Sledge. No, what I mean is I'm surprised he's still alive because of the way he was living. It was bad. Like how he had to get around. Like if they had a lot of steps and people was like wouldn't even help him. And he had a bag. He was trying to get up there to his spot, and he's got an assistant that worked there that would come and help him like carry a bag or two. He was just it's hard for him to even walk. It take him so long to get there. And he just loves to hate on Leonard Ellerby and Al Heyman. So we'll see how far that gets him. I mean, that was the thing. He was always the type that was condescending. You would think somebody who, he wouldn't be as, I guess that's where he was just bitter at everybody. And he would just go off. And once, I mean, they could always replace him. You think of all the resources they got to use for him. And then he's married. His wife worked at us, what I was saying before, that other media company for the military. He does the media. He might go work with her. There he is. Oh, Fat Man Dan, baby. ESPN has given him the axe. Here, this is probably the slimmest I've ever seen him look. Fat Man Dan is gone. He screwed up somewhere, said the wrong thing to the wrong people, and Fat Man Dan is gone. He seemed to always have a problem with African American fighters. He seemed to always had a problem with fighters that wasn't in line with whoever was greasing his pockets. I mean, literally, he would have grease in his pockets from putting his hands in his pocket after eating a doggone burger. Now, Whitlock ain't gonna get fired because Whitlock knows what he's doing. See, Whitlock says things with some logic, even though it's nonsense. He always makes sure he puts a logical spin on it, so therefore he doesn't lose a job. Now, when they tried to do the barbecue thing with the Kaepernick and all that stuff, now then he went too far, and then he got his little warning, so he had to fall back. Yeah, he does it just he don't mean none of the crap he says. He's just ignorant. Cause if Whitlock wasn't playing the Tom role, would anybody pay any attention to Whitlock? Would anybody who's black pay any attention to Whitlock? Nope. So he gonna play the puppet and he gonna play the Tom. Cause that was the only way he gonna get some attention. You seen Whitlock before? Would anybody stop to talk to him? Dude's like 350. Can't tie his own shoes. Do you think somebody is gonna stop to hold a conversation with Whitlock? He's the only way he got to get attention is to start controversy. Well, I wasn't going to go that far with it, but obviously, at this point, I don't even think they care anymore. He always was attacking Leonard Ellaby.
In front of Larry? Okay. All right. Floyd wins this fight, it'll be 15-0. I wonder, two questions. One is, has he at any point mentioned that as the goal or something that as part of his motivation for this fight to get that nice round 15-0 record, which is, going to look so pretty?
That 50-0 thing, I think, is more so, it matters to you guys. Was happily retired at 49. What does it mean? I mean, from the historical standpoint, it's a great thing. And, you can say you go down in the record books. Floyd Mayweather go down in the record books anyway because he defied the odds. He did things his way. He did everything that most of you guys, not all, thought he could never do. Who would have ever thought a little bitty guy who walks around at 140-some pounds became the biggest star in all the sports, in a niche sport where boxing isn't a mainstream sport. Boxing at that time, wasn't seen every week like the NBA and the NFL, and it's like Floyd Mayweather has single-handedly put boxing on his back. And, I owe a great amount of credit to this man over here to our left who, he believed in us. He believed in us. And that was the difference in, I think, in the career. you know, when it came time for, you know, because Floyd has always had a vision where he wanted to do these things on the next level. You can give the fans things that they hadn't seen before. And the reason why I'm taking the time to give Stephen Espinosa the credit is because he believed in the vision, and working along with him and Les, they took that vision and they gave it to the fans. And that's why Showtime has become the #1 network in the sport, hands down.
My other question for you, Leonard, thank you for that, by the way. My other question is, when this fight is over, do you think that Floyd will then go back in retirement and be done for good? I look at it, I see it'll be 41 in January, it'll be 50-0. They'll have made another however many hundreds of millions on this big monster pay-per-view. And at that point, maybe he would in fact be done. Has he said anything to you about that, or what's your thought about what he does beyond this?
Floyd promised this the other day, he's not doing this. I mean, and this, you gotta remember, this is an incredible opportunity that no one, not no one would have ever turned down, regardless of what anyone would say with these ridiculous comments that you hear with some of the press members about how they try to bash this fight. One thing about you guys who want to call it this and call it that you sit around, call it whatever you want to. This shit is big. This shit is big, and it's bigger than everybody in this room. This thing is caught fire, and the mainstream world wants to see this. And how can you go, excuse my French, my mom would be every single curse word. How you gonna go and shit on somebody's fight, something that everybody wants to see? We didn't ask for this. We didn't sit around and beg this and that. The fans want to see this.
I was asking if he's going to retire.
No, I'm not gonna go there with you, Dan. You were the main one to try to encourage people that, oh, don't go and buy it. But guess what? It don't even matter what you say, because guess what? This shit is gonna be big with whatever what you say. It don't matter. You can write your little story. It don't even matter. It don't even matter. It don't even matter. And I have a tremendous amount of respect for you, and it's been that way. We can agree to disagree, but it don't matter what you say, because boxing and this event is way bigger than Dan Rafael. This isn't about Dan Rafael. I can tell you that right now. This isn't about you. You're great at what you do, but you don't know everything. You don't know everything. And I'm not. And don't take this wrong. This is not me bashing. I'm just. I would say this to him because we have these kind of exchanges, but it's like we can agree to disagree. This is bigger than one person and having an opinion. Whether you like it or not, you don't have to tune in and buy it. You don't have to tune in. This is a big event that the fans have demanded. The fans want this. And we're talking about casual fans. We're talking about casual fans.
Yep. And that's what happened. He had to put Dan in his place. Had to put Dan in his place. Don't forget to hit the like button, good people. It's a glorious day. A very glorious day. I feel good people. He's gone. Happy days are here again. Dan is gone. Oh, they're going to say it was a mutual parting and we both agreed to part ways. No, you got fired. Fat Man Dan has been in Bob Arum's pocket for years. Bob Arum, what do you want? You want a slime burger? If I had an extra slime burger with cheese, that would be, I think, complimentary. This dude did a whole article based on who had the best lunches. Top Rank always made sure that us, the media, was fed properly and conveniently. And look, coming in the break room. Look at him in the break room with the media press room. That's where you find Fat Man Dan. Look at him. They caught him right in the lunchroom. Ready to steal somebody lunch. They caught him red-handed. Look, Pete, see the media people? They over there. Some people working. They have eaten at their station. And that's me over there in the corner. See me all the way in the back? I'm all the way in the back in the corner over there. See Carcino in the back. Look at old Cino in the back. Cino chilling in the back. Cino chilling in the back. Ain't worried about no Fat Man Dan. Well, Fat Man Dan, hopefully one day he can bounce on his feet and still be able to perform. It's always with people of color he got had these confrontations.
Like a fox. Well, I'll be out there in San Antonio. I don't know yet. Listen. One thing, Dan, when you're the alien and you don't get old and you live right now, listen, there's no bullshit, right? Because I'm be 49 and 48 in 2 months. So I got credibility by saying what I'm saying. It might come off braggadocious, but I'm just saying this. When you're the alien and you're talking without being punch drunk and I know what I'm doing and I'm not all scarred up and beat up. You see these scars? I look pretty good, right? Right? 26 years of boxing, almost 3 decades. Now, let me finish. I'm not gonna get old, and I got a carrot that everybody in the weight division want, that they tried to con me out of. And then I say I'll fight the guy that's replacing Karma Ryan. And now, as long as I got that carrot that they want, it's called the IBF title, I'm always gonna be a player and a dangerous one in the game. I ain't gotta go behind no line. Well, I've been through that. Yeah, well, they only signed him because they got Bernard Hopkins. And we wouldn't have signed him if he wasn't going to fight me. The only reason we signed him is that, would you fight Bernard Hopkins? And we signed him.
See, Bernard had to educate Dan right to his face. I mean, he's gotten so many complaints.
We've got a lot of media here from
Eddie Hearn even complained about him.
HBO America, your good friend Dan Rafael.
Yeah.
Spoken to him yet?
Yeah, he's all right, Dan. I mean, he moans a lot. Basically, we have a situation where we don't give the media tables, right? And they all have the right? But they go, why don't you give us tables? And I go, because if we do that, put it on your lap and you find a way. Dan's gone mental, can't believe there ain't tables. He's like, what? I was like, all right, I'll tell you what, you watch it in the hotel and give me your seat and I'll sell that for another grand. You know what I mean? So anyway.
So is he happy to have it on his lap?
Well, not really, but we'll worry about that.
So Dan Rafael got mad because he didn't have a table. They were like, look, man, this is a sold out fight. People want to pay extra money to get in here. Eddie's going to take every dime he can get. So he's saying this costs $25,000 a table.
We've got a lot of media here from
So he's like, look, you can use a laptop, put it in your lap, make it happen.
Spoken to him
Yeah,
yet?
he's all right, Dan. I mean, he moans a lot. Basically, we have a situation where we don't give the media tables, right? And they all have the right? But they go, why don't you give us tables? And I go, because if we do that, we will lose a row of chairs, of seats for the VIP. And that's 25 grand, right? And when the fighter owns the show, like they do, and I say to the fighter, take long to get an answer. So it's called a laptop for a reason.
Get the tables.
And you find a way. Dan's gone mental, can't believe there ain't tables. He's like, what? I was like, all right, I'll tell you what, you watch it in the hotel and give me your seat and I'll sell that for another grand. You know what I mean? So anyway.
So is he happy to have it on his lap?
Well, not really, but we'll worry about that later.
So Dan has had a history of doing this. Dan wanted a table, damn it. How he gonna be able to do his job, put his snacks down, and be able to grumble on his snacks and type? Dan can't do all that by himself. No, I ain't say he got fired because of that. That was just one incident. Dan did so many things that he was on the hot seat. I remember Shannon Briggs almost got him fired like 8-9 years ago. He should have been fired 8-9 years ago. He's obsolete. He's a dinosaur. That's like having Larry Merchant around covering boxing. All Larry Merchant gonna do is tell some stories that nobody want to hear. You know, when I see this fight and I see Errol Spence, it reminds me of Ezra Charles or Floyd Patterson back in the day. He kind of have that quality. You know, I just don't know why he don't fight a top-ranked guy. You know, Larry Merchant was in Top Rank's pocket. So he would always, for any other fight, bash a fighter on his own network that he works for because he was being laced by Bob. So whenever Floyd or somebody once, he never had a problem with Floyd until he left Bob Arum. Then every interview, you know, this guy seemed like he was too easy for you, overmatched, you know, always talking down on him. And that's how Dan became the new Larry Merchant. Dan, who swear he knows all about boxing, has never stepped foot in a boxing gym to see anybody train. People like, was Dan Rafael here? No. Was he here? No. How does he know what he's talking about? Because they will call Dan, because he's on ESPN, Dan will call people that work there who kiss his butt, be like, look, if you feed me information, you know I work at ESPN, and I know you probably want to work there one day. Give me your information, and I'll just say my sources. Then I'll look out for you if you're trying to get an ESPN job one day. Yeah. That's what he told him. Look, use your laptop, Dan. Dan can't put Dan can't put a laptop on his lap. He have to rest it on his stomach. And that's not stable. He needs a table. What Dan couldn't tell Eddie Hearn was, Eddie, look at me. I have not tied my shoes since 1978. I don't even know what shoes I'm wearing. Am I wearing shoes? My feet hurt. I need a table. That's right, stomach top. So here's the story of me and Dan. The time when Dan was the coolest man on earth. Dan had just came into, and Dan, this would piss me off. Dan, after me and him had this conversation on Twitter, actually called me a liar and said, well, yeah, some of it's true, but now that part isn't true. I'm like, Dan, I was right there. You know what? Now I can't deal with you, Dan. I knew Dan Rafael was no good right after that. It's Felix Trinidad, ferocious Fernando Vargas. This is a big fight, ladies and gentlemen. On this day, Dan Rafael had to go to his sister's wedding. So he was exhausted because it was the same weekend of his sister's wedding. So he was coming in late based off the sister's wedding. And when he got there, the fight had already it was like in the third, fourth round. So they missed a lot of the great highlights that happened in the first 4 rounds. This caused a big change in boxing. This is why when you see a bunch of knockouts on the fight, you're going to see 3 hours of highlights and talking, and that main event ain't starting until a certain time. This is the fight that changed the rules. Because all the undercard was nothing but knockouts. Fights that was supposed to go 12 rounds, guys got knocked out early. So they were like, well, what are we going to do? Like, this was unprecedented. This fight was supposed to go to the cards. Everybody got knocked out. So celebrities normally come at a certain time. You know, they go kick it. They don't care about the undercard. So they come at this fight ain't going to start to about 10 or 11. So that's when they start showing up. So by the time they get there, it's like the 5th round. They had ran off about a half an hour of time on the pay-per-view just talking because they was trying to think of what they were going to do. They had no more fights lined up. They were like, we went through all the fights on the card. This is it. Well, let's just start running them to the ring. People start getting here. So people were starting to buy the pay-per-view late. And when they bought the pay-per-view, the casuals, The fight was in the 5th round, and they didn't miss like 3 knockdowns. They was like, wait a minute, what? It's been 3. We're in round 4. This the main event. So, because of their own stupidity, that happened. And that was the fight that basically saved boxing at its time. Boxing needed a great fight. There's been a bunch of duds in a row. And now Trinidad and Vargas put on a show to save sports. And basically the sport of boxing. Everybody loved that fight. They were high-fiving each other. Dan was there. Man, this was great. You know, like, and he just got there, but he was upset because he's like, I was in my sister's wedding, and man, I was so exhausted there. I'm energized now because of this fight. This electricity is live. He was a human being and a boxing fan. That was the coolest he's ever been. Ever since then, he's been a prick ever since. So me and him spoke once on Twitter about this. And I said, Dan, I sat with you, and man, we high-fived each other, and we were talking about the fight, all what was going on. You enjoyed it. You know what he said? I don't think that was me. No, it was the other 600-pound guy named Dan. Taking up 3 seats. Of course it was you. How do you think I know your sister got married, you idiot? Well, it's always his opinion, and nobody else's opinions matter. Now, I'll never forget how he treated Marcos Velas, too. Marcos, the guy that worked for Fight Hub now, he first started off working with us. He was working with Boxing Socialists before it was called Boxing Socialists. It had a whole nother name. So he was there before me. Sean had got him first, and he was writing some articles for them and covering it. And me and Marcos actually had a conversation, an interview. He always thanked Sean for giving him his opportunity in the business. And now, look at him. He's calling fights on the zone, doing scorecards. He didn't came up on Fight Hub. Did quite well for himself. Dan Rafael sees him and says, how dare you have him sitting next to me? He's a YouTube guy. I'm on ESPN. And you're going to put me next to a YouTube guy. Oh, wow. Dan. They didn't tell you. All of you guys are running to YouTube. YouTube is about 90% of the promotional business of boxing and have been for a very long time. All boxing websites now, people don't even spend money to get a boxing website anymore. All the credentials are going to YouTubers. You see, it's mostly nostalgia now. People don't go and read articles anymore. It's all about vlogs. So paying writers is kind of a waste of money right now. People don't like to read anymore. They want someone to make a video about it. I remember I wrote 2 paragraphs. Somebody like, man, that's long, man. Can you just make a video? I'm like, wow, dude, really? It's just 2 paragraphs I just wrote. You couldn't even read that? So it's always been here. Shout out to D Style Boxing. Make sure y'all subscribe to his page. He's the guy that got me on StreamYard. I would not be on StreamYard if it wasn't for D Style. Jerome Winston in the house. YouTube boxing, Ellie? I think Ben was before Ellie. I almost called Ellie today. That call wouldn't have went nice. He said H Money is Star from Streamlab. Okay. How could somebody have beef with Jeff Blaze? Jeff Blaze is the most laid back human being ever. I wouldn't say he's the next Floyd Mayweather. That's very difficult. The upbringings are different. I don't know how he stole anybody's style. I haven't heard of Bink more than I've heard of him. D-Style just put out a video, 2 minutes of video saying, fire from ESPN. Bye, Big Dan.
Rumors out here that Dan Rafael and ESPN have parted ways, and what they say that is Dan Rafael got fired, right? Which are what some reports are saying. Now, keep in mind, this could always be a rumor, but if true, I have no sympathy for Dan Rafael.
I have no sympathy for Dan Rafael. Happy days are here again. I know. I done spent an hour talking about Fat Man Dan. He got mad one time. Yeah, somebody else posted it. I think I retweeted it, and he got mad. Fat Man Dan, they had like the Macy's Day Parade, and they had all the floats up there, and there was a float of Dan. Like, and I retweeted it because it was funny. Oh, I think that's what did it, and he blocked me ever since then. I'm like, that was funny. To have you going down Macy's Day Parade. They got a Dan Rafael flute coming down. Oh man, I laughed so hard on that one. I laughed so hard. So I'm gonna get out of here. It's been great. We'll chop it up later.